Hello, my name is Jared Krebs. Welcome to this training on how to take a Facebook chat and create rapport with the person to where they trust you and they want to take a look at what you have to offer. And the first thing I want to bring up on this is that anybody that you're chatting with that is ultimately a stranger that you're turning into a friend, this process is something where they always come back and they look at your timeline. They're going to stalk you before they decide if they like you or not. It's very important that you do not have your company name in your profile. Do you see here? It does not say my company name. It says Chillpreneur, Mentor, Pet Advocate, Husband, Giver, Salsa Dancer. Okay, so these are the things you want to put, basically your hobbies and who you are and what you represent. You want people to actually wonder a little bit. You see how I have CEO at Jared Krebs and Associates, etc., right? Self-employed and loving it is basically what my category is. Make sure you have your 9 photos selected and make sure they're really good photos because people look at these photos. So these are some things that are tips that really help people decide if they want to be your friend or be curious about you. And this is a continuation of a training I did on how to friend 10 people in 10 minutes. So I'm not going to repeat that. Go back and watch that video on how to friend 10 people in 10 minutes. But this training is actually going to be how I invited 34 people last week. Okay, I invited 34 people to take a look at what I have to offer. And I do that on Facebook Messenger. So I'm going to give you some actual real live, I guess, screenshots or examples of what and how I did this. And I'm going to do it through Facebook Messenger. When you're first starting out in your business, you have enough people that you can, I'm sorry, we're having a little trouble here. I guess I have to download Messenger. Wow. Just one moment. While Messenger is downloading, when you're starting out in your business, you have enough people that you can contact your warm market. And when you contact your warm market, that means that you don't need to warm up a warm market person. Warm market is already your friend. So this is more of a training of how to take a stranger and basically create rapport so that they want to hear from you. Okay? So I am about to be into my inbox. Here we are. Okay, so I actually invited 34 people, and I sound like a radio DJ. Thank you, Christian. Okay, so here are the 34 people. Actually, I'm not going to tell you all their names, but out of the 34 people that I invited, I had about half of them say yes to taking a look, okay? So I'm just going to go to somebody that I'm going to actually take it from a gentleman named Jaime. All right, so I want you to see how I developed this and pay attention to the timeline, all right? So let's start at the top. I met Jaime, and on October 12th, I saw that we have mutual friends who are in fashion. So I said, hi, Jaime, I see we have a few mutual friends in the fashion community, including my wife, Crystal. I like your profile. What do you do in fashion exactly? And then he says, well, I'm a photographer. I love taking photos of beautiful women in fashion. I have a few model friends who invite me to fashion shows and I attend them. I also have a photography studio as well. What's your wife's last name? So he responded back to me, looks like later that morning, okay? So then I say, her name is Crystal Lopez Krebs. Thanks, Jared. I'm chatting with her already. Okay, now that was October 12th. The next day, which was actually like later that night, I say, awesome, your pictures of the event were fabulous. Thank you so much for sharing them. Okay, so here's the first tip. Write this down. I want you to write this down if you're watching this live or make a notepad. The second he sends me this first message, when he actually, he chats back for me the very first time, the first thing I do before I even respond is I'm gonna go back to his profile. I would click on his name and then I click on profile and then I say view profile on Facebook. And now I'm here. I click on his name and I'm going to love his photos. That's a new photo because I would have already loved it. Watch this. Oh, wait, he's put up some new photos. I would go and love these photos. So he's going to get notified. Jared Krebs loves your photo. Jared Krebs loves your photo. And he must have put up several photos because I already loved a lot of his stuff. And then go back here. I'm going to love a couple of his other photos. Right? So I'm loving some of his photos right now. Okay? And then I'm going to go, oops, I have to go back. And I need to love a couple of the photos on his timeline. So I would go down and I would say, okay, look, I like this little mariachi kid. I'm going to love that. All right. And then I'm going to love something else. Okay. So now he's getting all this notification. He's feeling the love, right? Then I go back and I continue the conversation. All right. So I say, awesome. Your pictures of the event were fabulous. Thank you so much for sharing them. Thank you for your kind words, Jared. Now, he responded back to me on Monday. I don't get back to him until Tuesday, which is kind of later in the evening because that's when I like to. I say, you're welcome. So long. How long have you been in photography? I've been in business since 1990, 26 years. Holy crap, that's awesome. Super congratulations on your longevity and success. Thank you, Jared. You are welcome. I hope you have a fabulous night. I'm about to go live on Facebook. Okay, so do you see how basically I kind of end it? I don't ask any more questions. I only asked like one question. How long have you been in photography? That is very intentional. I'm not trying to ask him like a bunch of questions. Maybe one or two max, because I don't want to be that weird person that asks too many questions. Okay, and then I close it. This sentence right here is very important. You know, you're very welcome. I hope you have an awesome night. I'm about to go live on Facebook. I don't normally say that to somebody. I would just say, I hope you have an awesome night. It was really nice to meet you. He says, thanks, I appreciate it. Okay, then I wait for a day. The next day I come back to him and I send him the invite. Hey, Jaime, I'm currently working on something exciting, non-photography related. It may or may not be for you. Would you be open to taking a look? Okay, he says yes, and then now I'm on to the script. And y'all know how it works. You go, the next part of the script, I would need to explain on a quick phone call. Could you chat tomorrow at 3:30 or 7:30? Would be nice to connect and say hello. We're going back and forth. Ultimately, I did get his phone number. Ultimately, I did speak to him, et cetera, et cetera. I did everything else that you're supposed to do that we've trained you on to connect with someone, get them onto a phone call, and that was a successful invite. All right. Does anyone have any questions before I go on to the next example? I'm going to show you one more example that was successful, and I'm going to show you a couple of examples that were not successful, okay? So I have about a 50% ratio. In other words, about half of them say no, so don't let that hurt your feelings. You have to go through big numbers, all right? So this is probably one of my better success stories, but let's go to this one. Okay, here's Esme Arana. She lives in Austin. She's a talent agent, okay? I found her in my suggested friends. I did the same message. Hey, Esme, I see we have many mutual friends in the fashion community. I like your profile. What do you do in fashion exactly? Thank you. I'm a talent agent. Have a great weekend, okay? So she says, have a great weekend. And then the next, on Monday, I'm basically like, thank you so much. I did have a great weekend. Lots of salsa dancing. Your timeline is great. I love your quote about being an underdog, how being an underdog inspires you. Me too. How long have you owned Paramount Talent Agency? Okay, so what does this tell her? It tells her that I took the time to go to her page. Remember what I said? The second she responds, I'm already going, I'm clicking right up here. I'm going to here. I'm going to click on her profile. I'm going to hit view profile on Facebook. And then I'm going to go love. Look, I've already loved this. I already loved her profile photo. And then I already loved her second photo. And I already loved her third photo. So she saw that I loved, I only loved like 3. You don't need to love like 20, okay? I just loved like 3 or 4 photos. Then I went and I loved, I think I loved the cover photo. You see that? There's a love. There's a love. Wow. I loved the third one. Okay, so I basically loved 3 cover photos. I loved 4 profile photos. I'm like reading about her. I'm interested. You have to show that you're interested. Look, I love this one. She talked about how she had quality time with her son. All right. Then I went and I loved this one. And so I'm reading about, like, I'm being a good friend, right? So I loved 3 things, and that was it, I think. Oh, no, I love more than that. So you can love more. But again, you love about 3 or 4 things on the timeline. And then obviously ask her something about her timeline, like her quote about being an underdog. It was somewhere on here. I don't want to go find it, but I saw it. So that is what you do. Now, once you have loved a bunch of stuff, you go back to the conversation, and I said this thing, right? Well, guess what? She didn't respond to me. Look at this. Monday at 1:56 a.m. I sent this. She didn't respond the whole day. So the next day I sent her an hola GIF. I use this GIF all the time. If you're like wondering how to send a GIF, here's how you do it. You click on this, these 4 little dots down here on the bottom left, and then you slide the thing over to where it says GIF. You click on it, and then I type in HOLA for hola, and there it is. Okay, I send the hola GIF. All right, and that was it. I didn't say anything else. I just sent her the hola. Then she doesn't respond to me for 2 days, guys. So then I say, I just invite her anyways. Okay, at this point, I just invited her anyways. Sometimes if you're in a conversation and they're too busy and they ghost out, I'll just invite her. So, hey, Esme, I'm working on something exciting, non-talent agency or related. It may or may not be for you. Would you be open to taking a look? Then she says, good morning, Jared. I'm up with the roosters this morning. I'm glad I can respond to your message before all the day's distractions begin. And then she goes on to give me her phone number here. She basically says, let's connect soon. I said, hello, Esme, sounds good. I will text you tomorrow morning. It was jam-packed. I hope you have an awesome night. Okay, so that is how I'm connecting with people. That was probably the best response. Most people aren't that great, okay? Remember, I invited 34 to get a really good one. Lastly, I'm gonna end with showing you some that didn't go so well, okay? Here's some people who like basically never got back to me or just didn't work out. Let's go with, there were plenty, don't worry. How about Sarah? Okay, watch this, Sarah. All right, so I did the same process with Sarah. Hi, Sarah. I see we have many mutual friends in the fashion community. I like your profile. What do you do in fashion? She says, I model, act, and da-da-da-da. So what do you think I did? I immediately went to her page. I hit the profile. I went to the profile. I loved a bunch of stuff. See, I've already loved. Okay, so I don't need to show you all this again, but I did what I'm supposed to do. I went and loved cover photos. I went and loved a bunch of stuff. And I gave her a question based on the stuff that I loved. That's awesome. Your timeline is great. I really like your post about giving people compliments just to be kind, and also the one about setting limits and boundaries. What types of businesses do you promote? All right, so that's a very good, friendly, like it shows that I took the time, right? Now, she starts telling me all this stuff about businesses she's promoted. I say, wow, super congratulations on all your success. Okay, and that's like the next day, right? Like she gets back to me at 10 in the morning. I don't get back to her for like a day or a day and a half because I'm busy too, but I get back to her. It's usually good to get back at least by the evening. Most of the time, that's what I do. She says, I've been modeling since I was 14, etc. Sounds good. My wife has been in movie stars. She says it's important not to fangirl out. I hope you have an awesome week. Guys, there it is. I end the conversation. I didn't ask her another question. That's very important. You end the conversation and then you wait at least 1 day before you invite. All right, so now she's like, I hope you have a great week too. That's it. Now you better believe that she went and stalked me back. All right, so like you got to post Facebook Lives so people actually, they go and they stalk you back. And if they see you on Facebook Live, they trust you more. They say, oh, this is a good person. That's why doing Facebook Lives takes you to another level. Then you see there's the invite. Hey, Sarah, I'm currently working on something exciting, non-fashion related. It may or may not be for you. Would you be open to taking a look? I always put non-whatever related because I don't want her to think that I'm trying to hire her for a modeling gig. Well, guess what? She ended up thinking that anyways. And she was like, sure, I'm always interested in new ideas. What type of gig is it? Okay. So now she thinks like, so this didn't go so well. Hi, Sarah. It's more related to the online business side. Both times got booked, but now I can do 4 p.m. or 8 p.m. for a quick call, which is best. And ultimately, the call never happened because she's like, I would like a basic idea of the job before we chat. Okay, that's not going so well. When they start asking things like this, I pretty much know it's over. Like, I'm probably not going to get anywhere with this person. So if she's asking for info, rather than being elusive, I say this: hi, Sarah, here's a 3-minute video that shares my story. And then once I send that, then I'm pretty much like done with that person, because I don't think they're going to probably want any more info after that. She says, if you like what you hear, if you like what you hear, we can chat from there. I hope you have an awesome day or night, since you are seeing this now, haha. And then she's asking some questions about allergies. Oh my gosh, I actually probably do need to get back to her. Okay, she's asking for a sample. Okay, so sometimes it works out. I wasn't expecting this one. I forgot that this one actually kind of worked out. Okay, so you guys are getting the idea, right? Like, I'm going through so many people. Like, sometimes I don't even get back to the ones who are interested, because I'm literally signing up associate tomorrow. Like, but I'll get back to Sarah. I think you guys are getting the idea. I also have people who ghost out. I have people who don't respond. I have people that, there's all kinds of scenarios. But the main point, to sum up the training, the main thing I want you to remember is that what you have to do at the beginning is you send the commonality message with the friend request. The second they respond, you got to go love 5 things on the profile, like 5 things on the cover photo, 5 profile pics, and then ask a question, give them a compliment, chat with them for about a day, and then end the conversation. It's very key. End it. It was really nice to meet you. Have an awesome week. And then wait. You have to wait a day and then send the invite, okay? I know it sounds like a lot of work, but that's what builds a relationship, okay? It's worth it to go through this 2 to 3 day process. Otherwise, you don't have the trust established, okay? So thank you for watching. This has been an awesome training. Thank you for your participation. My name is Jared Krebs. I hope to hear about your success with prospecting, and I hope you have an awesome day, and God bless.